Want to make a short video. Know we're doing a lot of debates on gun control and all that things because of a lot of the mass shootings and things like that are happening. And I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there. Had this big long post that I wanted to write, but I said, it's really long and nobody will probably read it anyway. So let me tell you how I feel. Show you some characteristics of some things. All right, this is a AR-15-22, fires 22 long rifle. It looks just like an AR-15 that would fire 5.56, 223, any multiple other calibers of the AR platform. But because it has a collapsible stock, it has pistol grip, because it has detachable magazine weld, this could be outlawed because of its characteristics. That's what they would like to get rid of. This is a little Winchester 22 long rifle. It has none of those characteristics, so it's seemingly a legal gun if something ever happened. They decide they want to outlaw. This flute here is where you put all of your ammo when you want to shoot. You put about 15 rounds in it, semi-automatic, pop it back, pull the trigger till they're done. This is just as deadly as that in the wrong hands. So when people say things like, it's not the gun, what they're really trying to get at in the fear is that if you can outlaw one, you will open the door to be able to outlaw the other one. Being completely honest, I don't feel like everybody should be allowed to own rifles and things of that nature. But it's not up to me. That's not a decision that I get to make. Myself, prior military, thousands of hours of training, thousands of hours of just range time, and I'm an avid hunter. I hunt with a AR style rifle, with a couple of different AR style rifles. It's just what I feel comfortable with. It's just what I shoot very well. And I use them to harvest food for my family. So it's not necessarily a sport aspect for me. Now, I do love to go and just shoot, but it's more, I go to the woods and I hunt animals for my family with these same AR style rifles. I feel like that on one side of it, we get really angry when we start talking about getting rid of guns and want to outlaw different style of guns, and we don't necessarily want to listen. And on the other side, something happens and you always want to go left field and you just want to go straight to outlawing. I feel like we sometimes don't want to sit down and have an honest conversation about the fact that, there is a lack of morals going on right now in the United States. And it's been over about the last 20 years or so. I grew up in a little small country town where my buddies used to have shotguns and gun racks in their trucks, and we never had anything like that happened. If you had a problem with somebody, you just met them after school and you did what you had to do. Either you won or you lost. But nowadays, it's just much easier to go and grab a gun and hurt a whole bunch of people. I feel like we've got a lot of mental things going on in this world that we're not willing to talk about. I feel like we've got a lot of people that are not taking ownership of the fact that parents aren't being parents. Parents are not allowed to be parents like they used to when I was growing up, because you would get your ass whipped for a lot of the shit that we just allow kids to do nowadays. I feel like that there is a huge amount of things that we're just not willing to talk about because it starts getting a little personal to us and we don't really want to hear about it. But I just feel like that's where we need to start, because doing a knee-jerk reaction that says, hey, let's just get rid of it, let's just outlaw assault rifles, well, that just puts a semi-band-aid on them. There are millions of assault rifles out there that people call assault rifles. This is just a rifle to me. It's not an assault rifle. But there's so many out in the world right now that by making a stop, you could decide right now, we're going to outlaw this style of rifle. There are so many out there that you wouldn't see the effect of it until 20 or 30 years down the road. Now that's not me trying to blow off and say that we don't need to do something about the things that we have going on in this nation right now. But I feel like that doing a knee-jerk law reaction to things, it doesn't do anything, because criminals don't follow laws already. So the only thing you're doing is you're hurting law-abiding citizens when you come up with this kind of stuff. And I think that's the kind of stuff that angers people sometimes, is because we're just going automatically knee-jerk and we don't want to actually try to own the problem that we have in this country. And there's a desensitivity going on with these kids. They don't care. And these are the same kids that are freaking putting Tide Pods and shit in their mouth and doing all this dumb stuff too. So there's an ownership within parenting that we definitely need to address. You know, there's a lot going on out there. But I just wanted to show you the different characteristics of the same caliber gun. It's the same exact gun, can do the same exact things. But what we really want to do for some strange reason is we want to attack this guy, when this guy right here is just as deadly.